So our next question is, I have a prepaid cell phone and I'm getting robocalls. What's the law? And then the follow-up part of this is, these are not calls for me. These are calls for, I guess, the previous person that owned the phone. Well, it's been a huge battle. The debt collection companies, the telemarketing companies, robo-dialing companies, what they want to say is, if Joe Blow gave me his cell phone number in 2000, then I have permission to call that phone number apparently for all eternity, because they say the permission is the phone number and we don't care who has the phone now. Well, judges have looked at that and said, are you serious? They go, oh, yeah, we're serious. This is what we believe the law is. No, it's not the law. And the federal government came along and said, look, tell you what we're going to do. If you call the wrong number, you get one free call. That's it. Well, what happens after that? Well, after that, if, let's say I get a new phone number and I get this call and it's from some debt collector, and I didn't give them my number. Somebody 2 years or 5 years ago did. Well, the first call is for free under this TCPA, Telephone Consumer Protection Act. But second call, third call, fourth call, those all violate the law because I didn't give them permission to call my phone. Oh my goodness, these people are just having a complete come apart about this. They're like, this is so outrageous. Well, you know what's outrageous is, I have a cell phone. I bought the cell phone. I have the cell phone number, and it's getting blown up for somebody else. It's my phone now. And we've had cases before. I mean, years and years ago, we started doing these cases where we'd say, you know what, you're calling the wrong number. They go, nope, we believe that you are Joe Blow, and we're going to keep calling you. You're like, look, my name's not Joe Blow. Stop calling me. They go, no. You're lying. We'll keep calling you. Because if you're not Joe Blow, you'll tell us who Joe Blow is. You're like, I have no idea. I just got this cell phone. Well, the law is very clear now. They can't do that. So what's the moral of this? Well, make sure before you blow up somebody's phone with a robo-dialer that you got the right person. And when we've sued, this was, I don't know, sometime in the maybe mid-2000s, we sued a company and the lawyer he just called me. He was like crying, and this is so outrageous, so unfair. John, we had permission years ago to call your client's cell phone. And I'm like, I don't care. You didn't have permission to call my client's cell phone. Maybe somebody down the road you did. And I said, let me ask you this. If I gave you a key to my house and said, come over anytime you want, you just walk right in. You got the key to my house, or we got a guest room. You can use it anytime you want. Now, would you have permission to come into my house? He's like, well, of course, you gave me permission. I said, well, what if I sold my house 2 years ago? And you walked up to the door, you stuck the key in, said I hadn't changed the key, you unlock it, and you walk in. Is that trespassing? Well, that's different, John. No, it's not different. It's the same thing. That would be trespassing. You can say, well, I had permission. Yeah, but the ownership is changed. So you have permission to call area code 205-555-5555, but you don't have it anymore because now somebody else has that phone number. So again, this is not like rocket science. Stop blowing up people's cell phones with robo-dialers unless you know you're calling the right number. And they can figure this out. They go, oh, we can't figure it out. There's no way to know. There's no central database, and people turn in their number and it gets recycled. You know what? That's a great point. Then stop using a robo-dialer. If it's so unpredictable, you have no way of knowing if you're calling the right person, then dial the way that legally you're allowed to dial. Okay? Just don't go in people's houses with old keys and then when you get shot, complain about like, well, 5 years ago I had permission to come in here. Doesn't matter. So anyway, hope that helps. If you have a prepaid cell phone and you're getting these calls, you're like, who in the world is this? And there are these robocalls, pre-recorded message, auto dial calls, computer dial calls, then definitely check out your rights and your options on that.